This episode is sponsored by the Cottonwood Inn.
When you come to Philly, come stay in these nice hotel rooms. You will get good service when you stay in these hotel rooms. Continental breakfast when you stay in these hotel rooms. Enjoy the sweet jacuzzi when you stay in these hotel rooms. We're at the Hotel Motel Cottonwood Inn. We're at the Hotel Motel Cottonwood Inn. We're at the
Hotel Motel
Cottonwood Inn.
Wyatt Ratcliffe,
Matt Blair,
Isabella Fu, Tatum Bartels,
Jaron Killerman,
Alex Babcock, Alex Agenhagen, Tara Cunningham,
Ellis Henderson.
Oriana Ratzloff.
Tanner Cole,
Kinsey Hoover, Ellis Fawcett.
Hello Phillipsburg High, welcome back to another episode of PTV. I'm Alex Babcock.
And I'm Oriana Ratzloff. Mrs. Hart's Spanish classes have been teaming up with Miss Peterson Shea's art classes to make Katrina figures to help them better understand the Day of the Dead. Wyatt Ratzloff has more.
For further understanding of the Day of the Dead, the Spanish classes took on a new project.
My Spanish classes are making Katrina figurines that represent ancient woman figurine for the Day of the Dead, El Dia de los Muertos. This is to help them understand the celebration a little bit more and why El Dia de los Muertos is important in the Hispanic culture. One important aspect, or a big important aspect of learning a new language, is not only the language itself, but also everything that goes along within that culture. And this is a great opportunity for them to learn more about a holiday that is celebrated in Mexico.
Katrina figures are really popular because they celebrate the dead instead of mourn it.
The Spanish classes collaborated with the art classes to make Katrina figurines, and this project is new to Mrs. Hart's curriculum.
I felt it was a great opportunity to do this. With the art classes, she has all the materials and she was going to do it within her classes. So I've really enjoyed doing this project and appreciated Mrs. Peterson Shea and her ideas and creativity in helping us do this.
We are getting liquid plaster and filling in, and then we put the little cast material around it, and then we can sand it and smooth it, and then we'll put on our clothes, and I'm making mine into a cheerleader.
We had plaster that the hospital donated for us so we could use it because it was outdated. And now we plastered it, and now we have to liquid plaster it, and we get to paint them. My Katrina figure doll is going to be trying to hold a book, and she's just going to be holding a book between her hands because she's a librarian, I guess.
I hope that the students have learned and got a better understanding of the importance of El Dia de los Muertos within the Hispanic culture, learned a little bit more about how they portray death and celebrate it more within their culture, as well as the portrayal of skeleton figurines within this holiday. I also hope that they've had a good time and enjoyed doing a hands-on project and done a little bit more than just quizzes and book work, and have enjoyed doing this.
For PTV, this is Wyatt Ratzliff.
Some students went to Fort Hays on Thursday to test their math skills. Oriana has more.
Top math students from PHS competed in the math relays at Fort Hays.
They invite area schools, anywhere from 1A to 4A, and those schools they can bring up to 18 students to compete in 6 different math tests, either as an individual or as a team, teams of 3. And they just compete against the schools of their size and kind of just see where they stack up.
The test provided a variety of challenging problems.
They were pretty hard. There's a lot of stuff that I've never seen before, so I had to just pick out the ones that I actually knew how to do.
Many of our mathletes placed this year.
We ended up with our first place medal. It was calculations with calculators team. Got a first place medal, so that was really cool. That was the first one. And I talked to Mrs. Jarvis, and she wasn't aware of any other first places in the past, so we'll call it the first ever. I think it shows kids that, you can use your math knowledge to get out there and not only do these tests, but practice these things and see different questions and maybe realize there's a lot I still have yet to learn. And maybe it leads to a career path down the math road into engineering or something of that sort at college.
Individual placings: Kate Still, 9th. Quentin Conrad, 12th. Maggie Momberg, 12th. Team placings: first place in calculations with calculator: Kate Still, Quentin Conrad, Jack Pockebeer. 10th place, algebraic manipulations: Kate Still, J.C. Kellerman, and Jacob McClellan.
Go practice some math.
For PTV, this is Oriana Ratzloff. After weeks of preparation, Mrs. Sides and cast were ready to put together the school play. Tanner Cole has more.
The annual school play was held last week.
The play was called A Night at the Wax Museum, and it was a historical comedy where kind of the wax figures all came to life to try to teach some unruly students lessons on history. Both performances I thought went very well. The students, after our dress rehearsal on Thursday night, we were all a little worried, but they put it all together, and I thought both performances went well.
The play went pretty good. We skipped a few parts, like half a page here and there, but it went pretty well. It was better than I thought it would go the first night, and the second night it was about the same thing, but we did a lot better.
The cast discussed their favorite moments in the play.
But my favorite part of the play was when I walked on and asked Matt Blair, who played Rolf, "Your name, Rolf?" He says yes, and I said, "There's a girl looking for him, the cute one," and he jumps up in the air and clicks his heels, says hot diggity, and then runs off stage. That'd have to be my favorite part of the play.
My favorite part was probably the first scene where you're just getting introduced to Ivy and all the old ladies, and then I kind of hit someone with my purse. It was funny.
Just the craziness, the crazy scenes where they're all running around. Those are some of my favorite parts. Some of the jokes that they were funny too.
I want London and I want France. She even wants your underpants.
Being involved in the play is more than just performance.
My favorite part was just being able to hang out with my friends and have fun learning our lines and all that. My favorite part of the play was probably putting it all together, watching it all come together and everyone learn their lines.
For PTV, this is Tanner Cole.
All 3 schools here in Phillipsburg have been working together to bring in money for the food drive to reach our goal of 6,000 pounds.
Taya Cunningham has more.
Kids of Phillipsburg High joined together to bring food for a food drive.
I think the high school's done really well so far. By the end of the first week, we had over 1,000 pounds, and we currently have met our goal of 2,000 at the high school. Competition this year the kids got from the Stugo workshop. They got a whole bunch of different ideas on how to raise money and collect food.
We're trying to get food for the food pantry so that people that can't afford food can have food.
Students could earn special privileges for donating money.
They can be on their cell phones during essay if they bring $1. They can bring money so that they can wear a hat.
You can bring $1 and $1 equals 5 pounds. You can bring $1 to wear a hat all day. So I've been wearing my hat for as long as the food drive's been going on. I actually have them all planned out. I have every hat sitting on the piano with the $1, and in the morning when I'm running late, it's pretty cool. I can just grab it off the piano and walk out the door, and I have my hat and my $1 right there.
For PTV, this is Taya Cunningham.
To get in the mood for Thanksgiving, TFC put on a fun turkey bowling activity. Isabella Futh has more.
Local TFC groups gathered together to celebrate Thanksgiving.
We had a good time tonight. There was a good message. Anna Cummings did a good message on worship. We had some fun turkey bowling and a great big feast.
I thought it was really cool how we got to learn about worship and just enjoy Thanksgiving. I think it was really fun.
Worship comes from your soul, not from, just something that you need to do.
You don't have to be singing to worship.
My favorite was the turkey bowling. It was pretty good until the wrapping of it came off, and then we had the bowl with the bare turkey, and it was all slimy and gross.
It was just like a fun activity that everyone could get involved with. Just to do dumb stuff.
Oh man, that was a blast. Although it kind of got a little gross there towards the end. We had some fun, when you're chucking a turkey at some bowling pins or some soda pops, there can be some interesting times.
it was just a really good night of getting to learn about God and digging into His Word and understanding more about worship and getting to fellowship with each other. Had a wonderful game in the middle of our Thanksgiving dinner and got to eat together. It was like a giant family. That was really great.
I always have a great time when I'm with this ministry, and I hope to keep coming down and learning more and more about Christ.
For PTV, this is Isabella Futh.
The Phillipsburg football team is staying alive in the playoffs. Here is a look at the games against Sacred Heart and Oakley.
In the first round of postseason play, Phillipsburg hosted Salina's Sacred Heart. It was a tough defensive battle as both teams struggled to put points on the board. Late in the second quarter, Phillipsburg puts a series together to take the ball down the field. With runs by Sage and Linneman, PHS keeps the drive alive. And with under 2 minutes left in the half, Linneman finds the end zone for the first score of the night. Trying to answer, Sacred Heart tries a pass toward the end zone, but Sam Sage gets the interception. Sacred Heart ties the game in the third quarter, and the score remains 7-7 in regulation. In overtime, Sacred Heart struck first with a touchdown, and then took advantage of a bad snap and converted for 2 points. The Panthers fought back with a touchdown pass to Ike Coombs, making it 13-15, and still needing 2 points. With the game on the line, Sage takes the snap and dives into the end zone to tie it up and led to the second overtime. The Panthers get the ball first and run the option with a pitch to Linneman for a touchdown. Kellerman adds the extra point to make it 22-15. With the game on the line, Sacred Heart passes, but Sam Sage ends the game with an interception.
The team, overall, we kind of didn't play as we wanted to, kind of dead until the second overtime, then we kind of turned on.
Well, we didn't play our best football, but we found a way to win, and that says a lot about our team's character and perseverance of our young men to find a way to win in a game that we didn't play that well in.
I think we looked ahead too much to the Oakley and Elkhart game.
It's been a while since I've personally been in an overtime game. I think 6 or 7 years ago we were in an overtime game over at Waukeeny. It was probably the last one we've been in, and I think it was actually a double overtime game too. But it's exciting and nerve-wracking, and obviously our guys found a way to do it. Not necessarily in the first overtime, but they got some things accomplished in the first overtime, and then were able to win it in the second one.
Well, that was the first time I ever went into overtime, and it was kind of nerve-wracking, let alone being in double overtime. But luckily, Sam got a couple interceptions and saved it.
For PTV, this is Kinsey Hoover.
The Phillipsburg fans bundled up and headed to Oakley to watch the Panthers battle for the sectional playoff against the Plainsmen. After stopping Oakley on their first possession, the Panthers marched down the field with big runs. Sam Sage keeps it and slides past the D for a first down. Then freshman fullback John Gower breaks through the middle to put the Panthers in scoring position. To finish the drive, the pitch goes to Stuart Linneman, who finds an outside lane and an open end zone for the touchdown. The Panther defense stops Oakley again and forces the punt. Ian Chestnut makes a nice return for good field position. The Panther offense strikes again. With good blocks and blazing speed, Linneman finds himself in the end zone again for a 14-0 lead. Not only did the offense come ready to play, but so did the defense as Ike Coombs pulls down the running back for a loss. The Plainsmen could not stop the Panthers as quarterback Sam Sage finds the opening and takes it all the way for another Panther touchdown. The Panthers' intensity on defense continued to plague the Plainsmen, and Connor Weinman picks up the Oakley fumble. Phillipsburg goes on to win 48-12 and advances to sub-state for the first time in school history. For PTV, this is Ellis Henderson. Winter sports are about to begin. Here's a preseason look at girls basketball.
The first week of girls basketball practice is underway.
We've got 20 on the team, 4 seniors, 2 juniors, 6 sophomores, 8 freshmen.
A new season brings new ideas.
We're doing a couple new things in practice just to kind of help push tempo. We're going to do a little bit different defense, a little bit more aggressive style always, not just on a made basket.
Players and coaches have high expectations for the season.
To make it back to the MCL championship and hopefully go farther than last year, just keep getting better.
I'm looking forward to getting into shape and scoring points.
And win! This season we just hope to get better every day. We hope to work as hard as we can, work hard and get better and show improvement each game, each practice, and see where we end up in the end if we do that.
Although it's hard work, the team enjoys the experience.
My favorite part about basketball is being with the team and learning new things. Just the overall environment is fun.
Oh, I just love being around the girls, love being around the sport, and just looking forward to another great season with the girls, and practicing with them, having fun with them, laughing with them, sweating with them, and getting better at basketball.
For PTV, this is Alyssa Fawcett.
After a good hard practice, where do you like to go to get some pizza?
I like to go to the Pizza Hut. Where do you like to go?
I don't know. How about we ask the PTV staff and see what was their top choice when they compared Phillipsburg pizzas?
Phillipsburg has many options for buying pizza. These are the 3 that are served at lunch. We will bring you Hunt Brothers later in this segment.
Today we are going to taste test these pizzas and decide which one is the best.
First, we're going to try Mac's Quick Stop Pizza. Ordering a large pizza from Mac's Quick Stop will cost you $15.20. It'll be 13 inches in size.
So Tatum, what was your thoughts on this pizza?
The pizza was a little chewy and the cheese wasn't that stringy.
Alex, what was your thoughts?
I thought it was a little greasy and the sauce was good, but I didn't really like the crust because I'm not a big crust fan. So.
Yeah, I thought the crust was chewy, but the pepperonis were crispy, and I like that. And as she said, the cheese wasn't as stringy as I'd like it to be either. Next, we're going to taste test Pizza Hut's pizza.
Ordering a large pizza from Pizza Hut will cost you $8.68 if you order it online, and it is 13 inches in size.
So Alex, what was your thought on this pizza?
I thought it was really good. I liked the crust, which is weird because I don't really like crust, and the cheese was good too.
So Tatum, what are your thoughts?
The pepperonis were kind of spicy and it was a little bit too greasy.
I thought it was really good overall, except you couldn't really taste the sauce, which I am a big sauce man. I love the sauce, so that was kind of a down point on that part.
Next up is Love's Pizza.
For a large pizza at Love's, it will cost $13.03 and be 15 inches in size.
So Tatum, what is your thoughts on this pizza?
It was a little bland, so not my favorite, but the cheese is pretty good.
What do you think, Alex?
I thought it was good, except I wish that there was more cheese up here because cheese is way better than the crust.
I loved it. It was a great piece of pizza. The sauce was amazing on it, and the cheese was just stringy enough that it tasted like heaven.
Now it's time to try Hunt Brothers.
A large pizza at Hunt Brothers costs $10.85. It is 11.5 inches in size.
So Tatum, what do you think of this pizza?
I don't really like the extra Parmesan, but the crust is good.
Alex, what do you think?
I like the cheese and the crust, but I don't really like the pepperonis.
See, I like the cheese and the crust on it, and I love the Parmesan. The Parmesan gave it an extra flavor to it that just made it pop in my mouth, so it was pretty good. Decision time. Tatum, what was your favorite?
I liked Hunt Brothers because of the cheese and the crust, but if you order online at Pizza Hut, you get a great deal.
Alex, what was your favorite?
My favorite was probably Love's because of the cheese and the crust. And second favorite would probably be Hunt Brothers because the cheese was pretty good.
My favorite would obviously have to be Love's. It was the best overall tasting, had the most sauce and the best cheese, but Hunt's Brothers is right up there because of the Parmesan giving it the extra flavor, so it's pretty close, but I have to give it to Lowe's.
Thanksgiving is coming soon.
So to get in the Thanksgiving spirit, we asked some of the Phillipsburg students to show us some of their Thanksgiving dance moves. Thanksgiving is a festive time of year, so we thought we'd bring in some PHS students to see how well they can dance. Do you guys think you can do the Prancing Pilgrim?
Yeah.
Yep. You guys know there's a dance on Saturday. Are you guys gonna go?
Yeah.
Are you guys excited about Thanksgiving?
Oh yeah.
You guys eat a lot?
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys think you can come up with a dance called the Fat Man Fandango?
Suppose.
Alright, are you guys ready for Thanksgiving?
Oh yes.
Do you guys think that you can make up a dance called the Squanto Skip?
Can we? Yes, we can.
Okay. Are you guys ready for Thanksgiving?
Yep.
Do you guys think you can do the jerky turkey?
Of course.
Alright.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of PTV. I'm Oriana Ratzlow.
And I'm Alex Babcock.
Stay classy, Phillipsburg High.